Let's go to Ed Darien for the introductions.
Introducing in the red corner, wearing the white trunks with the red trim, weighing in at 134.5 pounds, a record of 27 wins, 1 loss, and 22 knockouts, a native of Uganda, Africa, and now residing in London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome for Cornelius Boza-Edwards. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white accessories, weighing in at 135.5 pounds, a native of Managua, Nicaragua, and now residing in Miami, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, the WBC Junior Lightweight Champion, here is Alexis Arguello.
Any questions? Shake hands and good luck to both of you.
Cornelius Boza-Edwards in this lightweight division out of Uganda. He lives in London. He's a southpaw, 24 years old. And of course, Arguello, a national hero in Nicaragua, comes into this fight 68-5, 28 years old. But this young Edwards has built up a record of 27-1-0, the biggest test of his career. Last month in July in London, England, he blew out Jose Manuel Velasquez in 3 rounds, a TKO, 3 rounds. Turned pro just 4 years ago, but he has fought already. This is his 7th fight this year. We'll see how he stands up to the great champion who's fought 73 professional fights. Arguello won the featherweight title back in 1974, it was, at the Forum in Los Angeles, a 13-round KO over Ruben Olivares. He held that title for 4 years. Until 1978, he moved up to the super featherweight title in San Juan, Puerto Rico, a 13th round TKO against the champion Alfredo Escalera. Since then, he's beaten Rafael Limon in New York, Bobby Chacon at the Forum, and a big win in Tucson in January. Ruben Castile was unbeaten at 47-0-0 in a 15-rounder, and Arguello knocked him out in the 11th round. So Edwards will have his hands full tonight. He is a southpaw, as I pointed out. Sometimes a tough matchup for a fighter, but Arguello has all the tools. A true warrior, he never disappoints. Edwards showing a lot of quickness. Good stand-up style, trying to throw that jab out there, feel his way through this fight. His 7th fight this year, and he has to go in against Alexis Arguello. But the opportunity's there. You have to take it. Nice right hand from Arguello as he's trying to measure what he's in against tonight. Arguello always active. Beautiful fighter to watch because he can do everything. He can box with you, but he can also show the power and brawl if he has to. Edwards coming in and out, showing good quickness. 10 seconds left in round 1. We're at the Superstar Theater in Atlantic City. Round 2, pretty close first round as each fighter was testing himself against the other. Cornelius Boza-Edwards is in the white trunks. The legend Alexis Arguello is in the blue trunks. Good right hand from Arguello, just misses. Edwards has shown good form in this fight. Has a nice little jab. Maybe not enough pop on it, but he's been able to maintain his distance. Very cautious. A very pro-Arguello crowd, as you can imagine, in Atlantic City. And you get the feeling one or the other will get busy here real quick. They've had time to figure out what they're up against. But you can't blame the young Edwards if he's a little bit cautious. Just 24 years old. And the main reason he's in this fight was because of the tremendous record he has built up. Living in London. Nice little right hand from Boza-Edwards. And you can see why this young man did get a chance against Arguello. He has good skills, good mastery of the ring. So far shown good defense. A little bit of a right hand got in there from Arguello, and he's gonna have to watch out for that. Both fighters cautious not to wade in too early. But when you're in a ring with a fighter with the experience of Alexis Arguello, he knows exactly what he's looking for. Arguello has not been as active as Boza-Edwards has this year. He fought 2 times this year. In March, Gerald Hayes at Caesar's Palace won that fight. And in April, he had a 5th-round TKO of Rolando Navarrete. Trying to force the issue a little bit, Edwards here. Which in some cases just tells the champ what he's up against in terms of power and able to measure. Arguello being very patient through 2 rounds. Round 3 from Atlantic City. The champion, Alexis Arguello, taking on Cornelius Boza-Edwards, a southpaw from Uganda who lives in London. Arguello has been very particular about when he throws and what he throws. Seems to be looking for a big punch. Hasn't really set anything up through the first 2 rounds. Arguello doing a good job of keeping his distance. Boza-Edwards on the right side of your screen. There's a pretty good right hand from Arguello. You always have to be careful with a southpaw that to clash heads also, but they haven't had a problem with that so far. The other thing that happens, they step on each other's feet a lot. You try to hook your foot outside their lead foot. Left hand just misses from Boza-Edwards. Arguello starting to pick up the pace just a little bit. The crowd's kind of imploring him to do more in the 3rd round. Edwards growing a little more impatient. Big gap in experience in this fight, and we'll see how that plays in, because Boza-Edwards might lose his patience, and Arguello, he's lived in the ring all his life. Has a tendency to lure you into that trap. Edwards really, this round, trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Left hand misses over the top. Now he tries throwing some big punches from the outside. Make no doubt this crowd came tonight to see Arguello put on a show. National hero down in Nicaragua. Nice jab for Arguello, and follows it up with a right hand. Just a classic. Edwards leaving himself a little bit more open now than he has to the first 2 rounds. Fighter's instinct is to fight, and that's what he's anxious to do. Arguello, good defense, picking off those punches. The wild right just misses. Getting interesting after 3. We go to round 4, and I have a feeling by now that Alexis Arguello's pretty much figured out what he's got to do in there, and we'll see if he does it. Boza-Edwards was sort of a mode. He got impatient in round 3, left himself a little bit more open, knows he has to do more to beat a great champion like Arguello. Arguello measuring, peering in. I think there's a good right hand straight in. I think that's what he's looking to do. Good right hand on the nose that got Boza-Edwards' attention. Edwards trying to pick up the pace here a little bit and missing. And he could get in trouble if he leaves himself open like that. You notice through the first 2 rounds, sort of a boxing clinic from Edwards. And now he's opening up a little bit, trying to do some damage. Not landing. 1 punch got in there. Look at the defense and quickness of Arguello. Like he senses punches coming. There's a pretty good right hand that stunned Edwards a little bit. There's a body shot that stunned him. When Arguello lands punches, they have purpose. That is for sure. Another body shot inside. Edwards just decided to let it go now. Throwing wildly, and Arguello picking him off and going straight up the middle with him. Halfway through this round. It's like Edwards has lost all sense of timing and patience, and Arguello's loving it. Oh, referee almost hitting on the break there, warning for holding behind the head. They touch gloves. Most of those punches missing. Good counter from Arguello. Uppercut misses. They're throwing. Something's going to land. A little punch inside that's effective. One of those short chopping jabs from the left hand from Arguello. Arguello has decided to mix it up a little bit more now because he senses that Edwards' timing is a little bit off. His punches aren't landing, and he knows he can take advantage. Pretty good left hand got in there on Arguello, but he just shook it off. Edwards trying to bore in the final 20 seconds. As I said, Edwards has lost all sense of patience and is looking for the big punch. And Arguello's content to stay on the ropes. Final seconds. Round 5 from Atlantic City. Alexis Arguello in the solid blue trunks. Cornelius Boza-Edwards from Uganda by way of London in the white trunks. In the last 2 rounds, Boza-Edwards has loosened up a little bit, decided to try to throw some big punches. Arguello's been very patient. The veteran with experience that he has. By now, he knows what he can do and what he won't accept. So we'll see. You'll notice the great defensive posture that Arguello has while being able to strike at any moment, but he keeps himself at distance. Because that's where he's best, out on the end of the punches, not trying to fight inside. Edwards went with the left there. He is a southpaw, as we've mentioned. Edwards' defense has become more and more suspect. If he moves the wrong way, he might find himself in trouble. Trying the left hook. Arguello working that left hand, working that jab, trying to set something up, being patient. Good defense, good head movement. Look at the concentration from Arguello. Going straight in, boring straight in. Defense is brilliant. That can frustrate somebody. Arguello picking up the offense a little bit here. You get the sense he's trying to close the gap a little bit here. He's got plenty of rounds in with this guy. Now he knows exactly what he can and cannot do, as I said before. Edwards leaving himself open, leaving his head wide open as he throws punches. He could get countered pretty quickly. 30 seconds left in round 5. Arguello throws a right hand out there. Almost as if he's putting him on the ends of his punches. Right-left combination. Arguello going to work now. He steps back out of it. But he was in there long enough to land some good punches. Round 6 from Atlantic City. Cornelius Boza-Edwards in the white trunks with the black trip in the biggest test of his career. Just turned pro 4 years ago, but in 4 years he's managed to fight 28 times. Quite active. His 7th fight this year. He's in with a savvy veteran, one of the greatest fighters of his generation, a patient fighter. Round 6, Edwards let it all hang out on those punches. Just didn't land the way he wanted him to. As Edwards becomes more reckless, Arguello just stays Arguello. Methodical and lethal once he gets it figured out. You never know what a fighter's thinking about, but Arguello at this point may be saying, really no sense in taking any big chances with this kid. I'm just going to be patient, wait for an opening. Good rhythm. Been a good, clean fight so far. No problem with the clashing of the heads. Referee hasn't had to do a whole lot. Nice jab from Arguello. Arguello looking to counter. Straight right. Edwards' footing got a little goofy right there as he threw punches and had to sit back on his heels a little bit. Final 30 seconds of round 6. Got to like the activity of the kid. He continues to throw and trying to make some effective punches against Arguello. Almost a clash of heads right there as they pick up the activity a little bit. Alexis Arguello's demeanor never really changes. He was born to this line of work. He's very comfortable in that ring. Well, we've had a matchup of youth versus experience tonight. Cornelius Boza-Edwards in the biggest test of his young career. He's really gotten this far because he's got an impressive record of 27-1-0. He's from London. And he's tried to press the issue a few times. Now I sense his pace is picking up, but he really hasn't landed. Arguello frustrates you like that. He hasn't landed anything solid. Round 7 from Atlantic City. I would imagine that the judges have this thing pretty heavily going towards Arguello's way because there's a nice stinging right hand from Arguello. And this is a different fighter in round 7 in Boza-Edwards than we saw in round 1. Round 1, it looks like he's in the gym, he's working, he's sticking with all his fundamentals. That's a big right hand right there he just caught. And as the fight goes on, because of Arguello's speed and his defense, the fighter gets a little frustrated and starts opening up and gets into bad habits like where he holds his hands and leaving himself open after a punch. And that's exactly what Arguello wants him to do. That being said, Boza-Edwards hasn't been hurt yet either, except maybe one punch earlier that might have staggered him. Left hand from Arguello up top. Boza-Edwards probably not holding his hands high enough. He just caught a jab. Comes back with a combination that was a good body punch from Arguello. Now he's starting to work on you upstairs and downstairs. At the same time, able to pick off punches almost like instinct. Jabs and body punches, and Arguello's finding the opening, and like chopping on a piece of wood, he's trying to find ways to make Boza-Edwards bend. Oh, good combination inside. Good right hand. Boza-Edwards has been staggered by all that. That was a slip. Edwards was getting tagged inside with combinations before the slip. Right hand, right on the nose. Like I said, he's being chopped down. Arguello, final seconds to see if he survives this round. Arguello's best work in the fight. We go to round 8. Starting to wonder how long Cornelius Boza-Edwards will last this fight. He was getting chopped up pretty good at the end of round 7. Arguello just casually strolled to his corner. Very quick, effective combinations of the inside was what was doing the damage. And Arguello got a little bit crossed up and slipped. Round 8. Atlantic City. Alexis Arguello looking to win the 69th time in his career. Good right hand, followed up with a left. Those punches are finding the range now, right at the end of his reach. Inside, little chopping left hand. Edwards getting a little desperate. Been tagged pretty good. Another big right hand from Arguello. Wildly counters. Body shot. Arguello's just going to work here. He's just doing what he does. We're in round 8, halfway finished. Now he's got Edwards staggered from those punches inside. Edwards is in trouble now. It's not been one big punch. It's been a combination of punches once again. Edwards is in big trouble right here. He's staggered, trying to hold on. Seems to catch a little bit of a second wind right there. But Arguello's doing a number on him. Edwards has no clue what he wants to do on offense, and he has no answers for the combinations inside. There's another right hand. Body shot, bends him over. He looks like he's out of steam at this point. Arguello knows when to pounce. Left hand. Edwards just looks almost out on his feet. And he's just wobbling around now. Can he last the rest of this round? He seems to have a little bit of a spurt left, but he's just kind of staggering, and Arguello's so patient. 17 seconds left. Little chopping left hand right there. Edwards looking down, not really know where to look. Final seconds. Edwards has no answer right now. But he made it through that one. Shakes his head as he heads to the corner. Who can blame him? Here's some of the damage being done by Arguello. Straight right, almost dropped him right there on the chin. And from there, he was just staggering around the ring. How he stayed up, I don't know. Oh, and they've stopped it. Have they stopped the fight? They've stopped the fight. An 8th round TKO because Boza's corner did not want to continue, and who can blame them? He was not going to win this fight, so why sustain any more damage? Alexis Arguello, vintage Arguello, patient, methodical. There wasn't any one big staggering punch that put Boza on the canvas. So we're waiting on the official announcement. Congratulations all around on a methodical victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tony Perez stops this bout at the end of the 8th round. And the winner by a TKO, Alexis Arguello.
Very low-key, acknowledging the crowd. Not one for theatrics, but he's certainly theatrical in the way he dominates in the ring. The great Alexis Arguello's legend continues tonight here in Atlantic City.